Hello everyone, I warmly welcome you to CR's digital classes. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about one of the important topic from subgroup theory, that is centralizer of a group G. In this theorem, we are going to discuss that centralizer of a group G is a subgroup. Okay, so let's see the question. Define centralizer of a group capital G and prove that centralizer of a group capital G is a subgroup of capital G. Okay, so in this question he is asking that, so first of all we have to define the centralizer of a group capital G, and this centralizer of a group capital G is a subgroup of capital G. Okay, so first of all see the proof. So definition: centralizer of a group capital G. In any definition, let capital G be a group and small a be an element in a capital G. This element is fixed element. Okay, that means that element does not change if you apply any property. Then the set of all elements in capital G that commutes with capital A, the set of all elements in capital G that commutes with capital A is called the centralizer of capital G. Okay, in the previous lecture we discussed that center of capital G, center of capital G. Okay, mathematical notation is Z of G. In this lecture we are studying about centralizer. Okay, centralizer of capital G. Mathematical notation is C of A. What is the difference between these two definitions? Okay, center of the group is nothing but, so first we are taking one element, small a belongs to capital G. There A is not a fixed element. Okay, in the center of a group G, this A is not a fixed element, such that A into X is equal to X into A for all X belongs to capital G. This is the center of the group G, where only small a is the only one element, it is not a fixed element, and this small x represents the set of remaining elements in capital G. Okay, a into x is equal to x into a, that is the center of a group G. Okay, mathematically we can denote it as Z of G because the German word centrum. Next, centralizer of a group G. Centralizer of a group G is nothing but, here we are discussing, we are taking small a belongs to capital G is a fixed element, such that, okay, so x into a is equal to a into x for all x belongs to capital G. For all x belongs to capital G. Quite opposite. That is the only commutative property only. But in the center of group G, one element makes the commutative property with all the elements. In the centralizer of a group G, all elements makes commutative property with one element. That one element is fixed. Okay, so that is the difference between center of a group G, centralizer of a group G. So mathematically it is denoted by C of A, and it is defined as C of A is equal to small x belongs to capital G, x into A is equal to A into x for all A belongs to capital G. This is taken as equation number. So now we are going to start the proof of this theorem. Okay, so in this proof what we have to prove, this C of A, centralizer of a group capital G, is a subgroup. Okay, so C of A is a subgroup. C of A is a subgroup. So you can also keep this heading, C of A is a subgroup. To prove this C of A is a subgroup, we are going to use two-step subgroup theorem. Two-step subgroup theorem. Already we discussed that two-step subgroup theorem. Okay, so by using two-step subgroup theorem, what we have to prove? The first condition, C of A is closed. C of A is closed under binary operation. C of A is closed under binary operation. So you can also make in this format heading. So this is the first property. Two-step subgroup theorem, we have two conditions. Okay, the first condition is capital H is a closed under binary operation. But here we are proving C of A instead of capital H. Here we are proving C of A. So therefore C of A is a closed under binary operation. Then what is the property? Here since I am writing, okay, A into B belongs to capital H whenever or for A comma B belongs to capital H. This is the first statement of the two-step subgroup theorem. The same statement only here I am applying for the centralizer of a group G. Okay, suppose small a belongs to capital G is fixed. Okay, suppose small a belongs to capital G is fixed. Let I am taking two elements, x comma y belongs to C of A. Okay, x comma y belongs to any two elements. These two elements belongs to centralizer of capital A. So now, then by definition of C of A, centralizer of A, so we can write this x and y both will make the commutative property with respect to small a. So that means x into a is equal to a into x. This is taken as equation number 1. And here we have y. Okay, same this y also makes commutative property with respect to a. So with respect to x into a is equal to a into x, we have equation number 1, and y into a is equal to a into y, that is equation number 2. So now we took x comma y belongs to C of a. Na? So now I am taking their product, x into y. Okay, now I am going to prove that their product x into y also belongs to C of a. Okay, so x into y into a is equal to x into y into a is equal to, so I am writing associative property x into y into a. According to the associative property, this bracket I can shift to second one, y into a. From equation number 2, LHS, from equation number 2 LHS, in place of y into a, you can substitute a into y. So therefore x into, in place of y into a, you can write a into y. Okay, now by associative property, why? Because capital G is a group now, so in the group associative property exists. So therefore by using associative property, this bracket I can convert to the second word. Okay, x into a into y. Now by using equation number 1 LHS, x into a, again we have a into x. Okay, so a into x, y. Now here again we are applying associative property. Again here applying associative property. So then that bracket will move to the second word, a into x into y. I am writing LHS x into y into a. So x into y into a is equal to a into x into y. So it is in the format of equation star. Okay, since by star we can say that x into y also belongs to centralizer of a group capital G. X into y belongs to centralizer of a capital G. You can observe here, first of all I took x comma y belongs to C of a. Then we proved that their product belongs to C of a. Okay, then we can say that clearly C of a is closed. C of a is closed. C of a is closed under binary operation. That is the first condition. Okay. In the next second condition, what is the second condition of the two-step subgroup test? C of a is closed. C of a is closed under taking inverses. Okay. So C of a is closed under taking inverses. Now I am writing what is the original second property of the two-step subgroup theorem. Okay, A inverse belongs to capital H for A belongs to capital H. Okay, so this is the second property of two-step subgroup theorem. So now same property, let x belongs to C of A. Then by the equation star we have x into A is equal to A into x. X into A is equal to A into x for any fixed value small a belongs to capital G. Okay. Pre and post multiply with x inverse on both sides. So that implies x inverse into okay. So we did pre and post multiplication of x inverse on both sides, LHS and RHS. So therefore now apply the associative property. Then by applying the associative property, we can separate the boxes into two products. So now here by using the inverse property, you can write that value as identity into the rest of the word will be as it is, and x inverse into a, and here also this will value become e. So therefore E into something, again you will get something only. So therefore A into X inverse is equal to X inverse into A. Okay. So you can also write X inverse into A is equal to A into X inverse. Okay. So if you compare this equation with equation star, okay, by equation star, you can say that X inverse into A belongs to A inverse X, A into X inverse. Then X inverse also belongs to C of A. X inverse also belongs to C of A. First we took X belongs to C of A. Here we got X inverse belongs to C of A. Clearly, okay. So clearly C of A is closed. C of A is closed under taking inverses. Taking inverses. Therefore, centralizer of a group capital G satisfying the two conditions of the two-step subgroup step. So therefore, clearly C of A satisfying C of A satisfying two conditions of two-step subgroup test. So therefore, by using two-step subgroup step, we can say that C of A is a subgroup. C of A is a subgroup. Hence the theorem. In this format, in the examination, if you get any type of problem regarding the subgroup concept, okay, except to this, we have more than 4-5 questions regarding this concept only. For example, okay, this is out of this theorem. I am explaining how the questions will come in the upcoming examination. The first question is, they will give two subgroups. H is the one subgroup and K is the another subgroup. They will ask what is the first condition is prove that their product is also a subgroup. Okay, H into K is also a subgroup. Also a subgroup. And the second condition is their union H union K is also a subgroup. And the third one is H intersection K is also a subgroup. If you get any question in this format, okay, with respect to two subgroups, okay, capital H and capital K are any two non-empty subsets, okay, then we have to prove that their multiplication will become a subgroup, their union will become a subgroup, their intersection will become a subgroup, okay. So to prove these three conditions, these three theorems, you have to use two-step subgroup test theorem only. Likewise, in this format, the first condition H and K are closed under binary operation. The second condition H and K are closed under taking inverses by using one-step subgroup test, by using two-step subgroup test, by using one-step subgroup test. You can use any previous named theorem to prove capital H and K are subgroups. And one more condition you have, equivalence condition. Equivalence condition. Equivalence condition is also a subgroup. Recently in the examination, they are asking the bouncers like this. Prove that equivalence condition is a subgroup. Okay. If and only if A into B inverse belongs to capital H. Okay. So here you need to know that what is the equivalence condition. Equivalence condition is nothing but it contains three properties. One is the reflexive property. And the second one is the symmetric, or also you can call it as an anti-symmetric. And the third one is the transitive. Okay, so we have to prove these three conditions along with one step subgroup test. Here A into B inverse belongs to capital H for A comma B belongs to capital H. Okay, so this is the statement for one step subgroup test. By using one step subgroup test, you can prove this equivalence condition also satisfying the subgroup. In the next method, okay, next method of exams, they are asking capital H is equal to A power n such that n belongs to Z. They are asking in this format. Here H is equal to A power n is a cyclic group property. Okay, they are giving one property. By using that concept, we have to prove capital H is a subgroup. Capital H is a subgroup. whatever the condition you will get in the examination. Okay, so apart from the named theorems, not one step subgroup step, two step subgroup step, finite subgroup test. Okay, apart from them, if you get any unknown question or unexpected question to prove in the form of subgroup, you have to use two step subgroup theorem. Okay, it is easy to prove the given theorem. Okay, in the two step subgroup theorem, first we have to prove a comma b belongs to capital H, then their product belongs to capital H. The second condition is, if you take one element belongs to capital H, its inverse belongs to capital H. This condition, if you apply for that theorem, you can prove that capital given condition satisfying the subgroup. So therefore, in this format, if you get any question in the upcoming examination regarding subgroup, they will ask to find the subgroups. In the previous lecture also we discussed about the number of the subgroups and what is the order of them. Okay, in this format, if you get any question regarding subgroups, you have to do in this format. This centralizer of a group G is one of the important bouncer, and the previous class we discussed the center of a group G. Now centralizer of a group G. So in this centralizer of a group G, we proved two step subgroup theorem. Okay, one step is C of A is closed under binary operation. The second step is C of A is closed under it taking inverses. Okay, this is the explanation of this theorem. I hope you understood very well this theorem. Make a perfect practice and prepare well. We'll meet in the next lecture with new concept. Until bye. Thank you.